When we think of the NFL GOAT, most of us think Tom Brady. You might even say a guy like Jerry Rice or Jim Brown. But to me, there's a guy in the NFL, and if all goes right, he still has a chance to be the GOAT. And that guy is Lamar Jackson. Coming into the league, Lamar Jackson wasn't supposed to be this great, let alone a multiple-time MVP. Drafted as the 32nd overall pick, Jackson silenced skeptics who doubted his ability to play quarterback at the professional level. Many wanted him to switch to wide receiver because of his athleticism, but Jackson stayed firm in his goal. His confidence was backed by incredible speed, reportedly clocking a 4.34 40-yard dash at Louisville. Despite not running drills at the NFL Combine, his passing abilities landed him with the Ravens, who completely shifted their offense to match his unique skill set. When Jackson took over as a starter in Week 11 against the Cincinnati Bengals, it marked the beginning of a dynamic chapter. He led the Ravens to a 6-1 record in his starts, showing he was more than ready for the NFL stage. His ability to make plays both through the air and on the ground was unparalleled. By the end of the season, Jackson had thrown for over 1,200 yards, 6 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions. But it was his rushing prowess that really stood out, leading all quarterbacks with 695 rushing yards and adding 5 rushing touchdowns. Jackson redefined what it meant to be a dual-threat quarterback. In his very first start, Jackson rushed for 117 yards, setting a franchise record for a quarterback. His athleticism left defenses scrambling as they struggled to contain his speed and agility. Over the next few weeks, he kept piling on the stats, consistently contributing both in the air and on the ground. Against the Raiders, he threw for 178 yards and a touchdown while rushing for 71 yards and another score. Each game seemed to showcase a new layer of his potential. The Ravens' Week 14 game against the Chiefs was a standout performance. Jackson passed for 2 touchdowns, proving he was not just a runner, but a developing passer as well. That ability to shift the momentum of a game made him an asset the Ravens had been searching for. 2 weeks later, he led Baltimore to an upset victory over the Chargers with 204 passing yards and a touchdown. His growth was undeniable, and it was clear the Ravens had found their future at quarterback. In the season finale against the Browns, Jackson's dual-threat abilities were on full display. He threw for 179 yards and rushed for 90 yards, adding 2 rushing touchdowns. This game was critical in helping Baltimore clinch the AFC North title. Jackson's performance under pressure showed his poise and leadership, qualities that are rare in any rookie. Beyond the numbers, what stood out most was how Jackson's presence transformed the Ravens' identity. Baltimore's coaching staff scrapped their old offensive playbook, which was designed for Joe Flacco, and built an entirely new system around Jackson. Every play, every piece of terminology, and every personnel decision reflected their commitment to his skill set. This shift demonstrated the confidence they had in his ability to lead the franchise. The Ravens' offensive overhaul wasn't just a gamble, it was a necessity. Jackson's versatility demanded an innovative approach, and the coaching staff delivered. They drafted and signed players to complement his dynamic style, creating an offense that maximized his strength. This adaptability was a major reason Baltimore closed the season as one of the league's hottest teams. Jackson's rookie season ended in a playoff loss to the Chargers, but his performance was nothing short of historic. He became the youngest quarterback ever to start a playoff game, stepping onto the field just 1 day before his 22nd birthday. Despite a slow start, Jackson rallied late, throwing for 2 touchdowns in the fourth quarter to pull Baltimore within 1 score. Though they fell short, his effort highlighted his resilience and ability to thrive in high-stakes moments. The season wasn't just about stats or records. It was about proving doubters wrong. Jackson didn't just prove he belonged in the NFL. He proved he could excel at the game's most demanding position. His ability to adapt, lead, and elevate his team as a rookie was a testament to his work ethic and natural talent. By the end of 2018, there was no question that Lamar Jackson wasn't just the future of the Ravens, he was the present. But his second season, that's where he really took over. Lamar Jackson's second season was nothing short of legendary, and it cemented him as one of the most electrifying quarterbacks in NFL history. Coming off an impressive rookie year, Jackson leveled up in every possible way, setting records and redefining the quarterback position with his dual threat abilities. From the very first game of the season, it was clear he was ready to dominate. Jackson's ability to improve as a passer was one of the most impressive aspects of his season. He led the league with 36 passing touchdowns, an incredible accomplishment for a player many doubted as a quarterback when he entered the league. His efficiency as a passer was unmatched, boasting a passing touchdown percentage of 9.0. Those numbers are not just good, they are elite, and they silenced any remaining critics of his ability to throw the football at a high level. By the way, if you guys enjoy these deep dives, I'll be posting almost every day during the season. I genuinely appreciate if you could subscribe. Thanks. Anyways, Lamar. What made Jackson so special, though, was his rushing ability. He broke Michael Vick's single-season rushing record for a quarterback with 1,206 yards on the ground, averaging an astounding 6.9 yards per carry. Jackson was not just running for first downs, he was creating explosive plays, forcing defenses to constantly guess whether he would pass or take off. That unpredictability gave the Ravens a massive advantage. By mid-season, Jackson was rewriting history books. He became the first player in NFL history to have multiple games in a single season with a perfect passer rating. Achieving that once is rare, but doing it twice in 1 year is simply remarkable. He also became the youngest player in NFL history to record multiple 5-touchdown passing games in a season. These feats were a testament to his ability to deliver under pressure and consistently elevate his team. The Ravens' offense was built around Jackson's unique skill set, and it worked to perfection. They finished the regular season with a league-best 14-2 record, earning the top seed in the AFC. Jackson was the driving force behind their success, contributing a total of 43 touchdowns between his passing and rushing. He was unstoppable, whether he was threading the needle to his receivers or making defenders miss in the open field. Even when facing elite competition, Jackson rose to the occasion. Against the previously unbeaten New England Patriots, he accounted for 3 total touchdowns, leading the Ravens to a convincing win. That performance earned him yet another AFC Offensive Player of the Week award, one of 5 he received throughout the season. His dominance was not limited to individual games, it was consistent, week in and week out. Jackson's impact extended far beyond his individual stats. His presence on the field forced defenses to change their entire approach. Linebackers and safeties had to account for his ability to break off a big run at any moment, which opened up opportunities for his teammates. The Ravens' offensive scheme, designed specifically around Jackson's strengths, became one of the most effective in the league. As the season progressed, Jackson continued to rack up accolades. He was named the AFC Player of the Month for November, recognizing his outstanding performances during a stretch where the Ravens looked unbeatable. By the time the regular season ended, there was no doubt who the league's most valuable player was. Jackson became only the second player in NFL history to win the award unanimously, joining Tom Brady. At just 23 years old, he was the second youngest MVP in history. Despite his incredible regular season, Jackson and the Ravens fell short in the playoffs. Facing the Tennessee Titans in the divisional round, Jackson put up over 500 yards of total offense, becoming the first player to throw for over 300 yards and rush for over 100 yards in a playoff game. While the Ravens did not get the win, Jackson's individual effort was another reminder of his rare talent and relentless competitiveness. The 2019 season was not just about the numbers. It was about Jackson proving he could lead a team, win at the highest level, and inspire those around him. His growth from his rookie year to his sophomore campaign was astounding, and it left no doubt that he was one of the brightest stars in the NFL. From his unanimous MVP win to his record-breaking performances, Jackson's second season was a masterclass in how to dominate the game of football, and he continued that in his third season. Lamar Jackson's third season showcased his resilience, versatility, and ability to elevate his game, even when faced with challenges. Coming off an MVP year, expectations were sky high, and Jackson continued to prove why he's one of the most dynamic players in the league. From his impact in the regular season to securing his first playoff victory, his performance was another thrilling chapter in his career. Jackson wasted no time reminding everyone of his greatness. He began the season by leading the Ravens to a commanding win and earning yet another AFC Offensive Player of the Week award. This recognition became a recurring theme during his career. He consistently found ways to dominate games with his dual threat capabilities. Whether it was his pinpoint passing or his electrifying runs, Jackson always found ways to make his mark. One of the most remarkable achievements of his season was reaching 5,000 passing yards and 2,000 rushing yards faster than any player in NFL history. That milestone speaks volumes about his versatility. Quarterbacks who can excel both in the air and on the ground are rare. But Jackson takes it to another level. He's not just capable in both areas, he's elite. Despite facing setbacks, including a COVID-19 diagnosis that temporarily sidelined him, Jackson returned with the same determination and explosiveness. His ability to bounce back after adversity is something that sets him apart. Whether it was missing games or dealing with defenses scheming to contain him, he showed time and time again that he could adapt and thrive. Jackson also continued to break records, becoming the first quarterback in NFL history to record multiple 1,000-yard rushing seasons. That accomplishment underscores his consistency as a rusher, something no other quarterback has matched. Defenses knew he was a threat to run, but stopping him was another matter entirely. His combination of speed, vision, and decision-making as a runner is unmatched. His leadership on the field was evident throughout the season. The Ravens faced tough opponents and close games, but Jackson's ability to deliver in high-pressure moments stood out. Whether it was orchestrating a game-winning drive or simply keeping his team competitive, his poise and confidence inspired those around him. One of the highlights of his season was securing his first playoff victory. After coming up short in previous postseason appearances, Jackson led the Ravens to a win over the Tennessee Titans. This was a significant moment, not just for him, but for the team. It marked a turning point, showing that Jackson could succeed on the biggest stage. His ability to keep the offense moving and contribute with both his arm and his legs was critical to that victory. While the season ended on a challenging note in the divisional round, Jackson's performance throughout the year solidified his reputation as one of the league's brightest stars. His ability to evolve as a player and overcome obstacles proved that he's more than just a highlight reel quarterback. He's a leader, a record breaker, and a game changer. Jackson's third season was about more than just stats. It was about proving his resilience and showing that his MVP year was no fluke. Whether he was breaking records, leading his team to victory, or overcoming setbacks, Jackson made it clear that he's a force to be reckoned with in the NFL. His unique style of play continues to make him one of the most exciting players to watch, and his third season was another step in his journey to greatness. But his fourth was kind of a weird season. Despite challenges, including injuries and a second bout with COVID-19, Jackson continued to redefine expectations, solidify records, and lead the Ravens to success. His resilience, leadership, and ability to deliver in high-pressure moments were on full display. The season started with Jackson securing a major financial milestone as the Ravens exercised the fifth-year option on his contract, guaranteeing him $23 million for the following season. This was a testament to his importance to the franchise and their belief in his ability to lead the team. From the outset, Jackson's impact was undeniable. Whether through his arm or his legs, he consistently found ways to keep the Ravens competitive. One of the season's biggest highlights was Jackson's career-high 442 passing yards in a comeback victory against the Indianapolis Colts. That performance set a Ravens franchise record and showcased his growth as a passer. He also became the first quarterback in NFL history to throw 40 or more passes in a game while completing over 85% of them. The efficiency he displayed in that game was remarkable and reinforced his ability to evolve as a quarterback. Jackson continued to build on his reputation as a clutch performer. His first win over Patrick Mahomes was a significant milestone, breaking through in a matchup that had eluded him in the past. His leadership and determination in tight games kept the Ravens in contention, even when the odds seemed stacked against them. Whether rallying from a 19-point deficit or managing the game in narrow victories, Jackson's poise under pressure was unmatched. In addition to his passing milestones, Jackson's rushing ability remained a defining factor in his game. He had several games with over 100 rushing yards, a feat that continues to set him apart from other quarterbacks in the league. His dual threat capabilities forced defenses to account for his mobility on every snap, creating opportunities for his teammates and keeping defenses guessing. One of the season's most memorable moments was the Ravens' narrow victory over the Detroit Lions, which was capped off by Justin Tucker's record-breaking 66-yard field goal. While Tucker's kick stole the headlines, Jackson's performance in that game was critical to putting the team in position for the win. His ability to drive the offense downfield in key moments is a hallmark of his game. Jackson's impact isn't just measured in individual stats or game highlights, it's in how he elevates the entire team. He became the winningest quarterback under the age of 25, with 35 victories as a starter. That record speaks volumes about his ability to consistently deliver results and lead the Ravens to success, even in a competitive division. However, the season wasn't without its challenges. Jackson faced setbacks, including an ankle injury that ultimately sidelined him for the remainder of the season. Even in limited action, he showed enough to earn his second Pro Bowl selection. This recognition further cemented his place among the league's elite quarterbacks and underscored the respect he commands across the league. Throughout the ups and downs, Jackson remained the heartbeat of the Ravens. His combination of athleticism, intelligence, and leadership is rare, and it's what makes him so special. Despite missing games late in the season, his performances earlier in the year kept the Ravens in playoff contention. His ability to rally the team and put them in positions to win is something few quarterbacks can replicate. Jackson's fourth season was another chapter in an already incredible career. His growth as a passer, his continued dominance as a runner, and his leadership on and off the field make him one of the most exciting players in the league. Even with the season ending prematurely due to injury, Jackson's impact was undeniable, and his future continues to look incredibly bright. And then in his fifth season, he bet on himself. Lamar Jackson's fifth season showcased his commitment to proving his value, his elite playmaking ability, and his drive to keep pushing boundaries, even in the face of challenges. From record-breaking performances to an unexpected injury late in the season, Jackson continued to be the focal point of everything the Ravens achieved. The season started with Jackson betting on himself. He turned down a contract extension, confident he could elevate his game and secure an even bigger deal. That level of belief in his abilities isn't just admirable, it's a testament to his work ethic and mindset, and it didn't take long for him to back up his decision. In the first month of the season, Jackson was nothing short of dominant. He led the league in quarterback rating and passing touchdowns, throwing 10 touchdowns and running for 2 more. Those 12 combined scores weren't just impressive. They were more than 30 NFL teams had managed during that stretch. That kind of production from one player is almost unheard of, and it highlighted just how much Jackson can impact a game. Jackson's ability to balance his passing and rushing continued to set him apart. He surpassed Michael Vick for the most 100-yard rushing games by a quarterback, a milestone that cemented his place as the most dynamic, dual-threat quarterback in league history. It's not just that he runs, it's how he does it. He makes it look effortless, slipping through defenses and turning broken plays into highlight reel moments. By the end of September, Jackson's performances earned him the AFC Offensive Player of the Month award. That recognition felt like a given when you look at his numbers and the way he was single-handedly carrying the Ravens' offense. Whether it was threading the needle on deep throws or taking off for a long run, Jackson showed why defenses dread facing him. Even as the season progressed and defenses tried to adapt, Jackson's ability to keep them off balance was remarkable. His decision-making, speed, and arm strength forced opponents into uncomfortable positions, and he always seemed to find a way to exploit those weaknesses. It's no surprise that he had such a strong start, setting the tone for another exciting year. However, the season wasn't without its setbacks. An NFC opponent finally handed Jackson his first loss after a remarkable 12-0 record against teams from that conference. While losses are part of the game, it speaks to his dominance that he had gone so long without one in those matchups. The biggest challenge came late in the year when Jackson suffered a sprained PCL during a narrow victory. Injuries are always tough, but this one forced him to miss the final 5 games of the regular season and the Ravens' wildcard round matchup in the playoff. That absence was a huge blow, and it highlighted just how much the team relies on him to drive their success. Even with the missed time, the Ravens managed to secure a playoff spot with a 10-7 record. While Jackson couldn't play in the postseason, his contributions earlier in the year were crucial in getting them there. It's a testament to his impact that even in a season where he missed significant time, his presence still loomed large. Jackson's 5th season was a mix of incredible highs and unfortunate challenges. He broke records, dominated the league in the early months, and continued to prove why he's one of the most electrifying players in the game. His decision to bet on himself and his ability to deliver, even under immense pressure, is what makes him so special. This season was another reminder of Jackson's unique skill set and the way he elevates those around him. Whether he's throwing touchdowns or breaking free for another jaw-dropping run, Jackson remains the engine that powers the Ravens. Even with the injury that cut his season short, it's clear he's still one of the most valuable players in the league. In his 6th season, last year, he proved once again he's that guy. Coming into the year with contract drama hanging over him, Jackson didn't just silence the critics, he made history. Before the season even kicked off, Jackson made headlines by signing a record-breaking 5-year deal worth $260 million, with $185 million guaranteed. This deal made him the highest-paid player in league history at the time, and he quickly showed why he deserved every penny. His confidence in his value and ability to negotiate on his terms was as impressive off the field as his play was on it. Throughout the season, Jackson's ability to balance his passing and rushing remained unmatched. He reached an incredible milestone, becoming just the 4th quarterback in NFL history to surpass 5,000 career rushing yards. And he did it in only 82 games, breaking Michael Vick's record of achieving the feat in 104 games. That kind of speed and efficiency is what makes Jackson a generational talent. As a passer, Jackson posted career highs in completions, completion percentage, and passing yards. His evolution as a quarterback was on full display, showing he's more than just an athletic runner. He's a polished passer, capable of taking over games with his arm. He also clinched his 2nd MVP award, receiving 49 of 50 first-place votes. At just 27 years old, he joined Jim Brown as the 2nd youngest player in NFL history to win multiple MVPs. That level of dominance so early in a career is rare and puts Jackson in a league of his own. Jackson's consistency throughout the season was jaw-dropping. His ability to light up the scoreboard and lead his team to big wins was highlighted by multiple AFC Offensive Player of the Week honors. In one of his best games, he posted a perfect passer rating for the 3rd time in his career, an achievement that speaks volumes about his efficiency and decision-making under pressure. That game also secured the Ravens the top seed in the AFC and an AFC North Championship, showcasing his leadership when it mattered most. His impact wasn't just statistical. Jackson's presence on the field completely transforms the Ravens' offense. His combination of arm strength, accuracy, and speed forces defenses into impossible situations. Teams constantly have to pick their poison. Do they focus on his passing or his ability to break loose for a big run? Either way, Jackson has the ability to make them pay. In the playoffs, Jackson was at the center of Baltimore's success. In the divisional round, he accounted for all 4 of the Ravens' touchdowns, proving once again that he's the heart and soul of their offense. His ability to both throw and run kept defenses guessing and was a big reason the Ravens reached the AFC Championship game for the first time in over a decade. The AFC Championship game was a tough battle against the Kansas City Chiefs, and while the Ravens fell short, Jackson still showed why he's one of the most exciting players in football. Even in defeat, he made a play that earned the ESP award for best play, a testament to his ability to make magic happen on the field. What made this season so special was Jackson's complete command of his game. He wasn't just running past defenders or throwing deep bombs, he was orchestrating an offense built around his unique talents. His leadership, poise, and ability to deliver in big moments elevated everyone around him. Jackson's latest season wasn't just about breaking records or winning awards. It was about solidifying his legacy as one of the game's greats. With every throw, every run, and every highlight reel play, he continued to prove why he's a force unlike anything the league has seen. But this season, once again, he's just been dominant. The season began with Jackson making history once again, passing Russell Wilson for the 3rd most career rushing yards by a quarterback in the league's opening week. By mid-season, he had surpassed Cam Newton for 2nd on that list. And by the end of the year, Jackson stood alone as the NFL's all-time leading rusher at quarterback, overtaking Michael Vick. These milestones were a testament to his consistency and durability as a dual-threat quarterback. After an early 0-2 start, Jackson shifted into high gear, leading the Ravens to back-to-back wins with exceptional performances against the Cowboys and Bills. His passer rating in both games soared over 135, a reflection of his efficiency and command of the offense. These games set the tone for a remarkable turnaround, where Jackson's leadership and playmaking were on full display. Throughout October, Jackson's performances reached new heights, earning him AFC Offensive Player of the Month honors. His ability to deliver in critical moments was unmatched. Against the Bengals, he rallied the Ravens from a 10-point fourth quarter deficit, finishing with 4 touchdowns and nearly 350 passing yards. His impact on the game was undeniable, and he carried that momentum into the next week, where he passed Cam Newton on the career rushing list. Jackson's dominance against NFC teams continued to be a storyline. With a record of 23 wins and just one loss against NFC opponents, his success against the opposite conference is unparalleled. It's a combination of his versatility, decision-making, and ability to exploit defensive mismatches that makes him so difficult to stop. In Week 9, Jackson delivered yet another perfect passer rating, the fourth of his career, solidifying his place as one of the most efficient quarterbacks in NFL history. His ability to perform at such a high level in multiple games speaks to his growth as a passer. Later in the season, he also achieved back-to-back 3,000-yard passing seasons for the first time, showing how much he's developed as a complete quarterback. Jackson's fourth quarter heroics were nothing short of legendary. Against the Bengals in Week 10, he put on one of the best final quarter performances of his career, throwing for nearly 200 yards and 3 touchdowns to erase a 14-point deficit. His ability to turn up the intensity when the stakes are highest has become a defining feature of his game. As the season progressed, Jackson continued to break barriers. His Week 15 game against the Giants was a statistical marvel, combining efficiency with explosiveness. Throwing 5 touchdowns with over 80% accuracy and adding more than 50 rushing yards, he set a standard that few quarterbacks in league history could match. Performances like that don't just win games, they change the perception of what a quarterback can achieve. By the end of the year, Jackson's name was etched into the record books once again. On Christmas Day, he became the NFL's all-time leading rusher at quarterback, a milestone that further cements his legacy. His ability to consistently deliver both through the air and on the ground is a skill set that no other quarterback in history has fully matched. This season wasn't just about milestones or individual accolades, it was about Jackson's continued evolution. His leadership, ability to overcome early struggles, and knack for making big plays in crucial moments kept the Ravens in contention throughout the year. He has proven time and time again that he's not just one of the most exciting players to watch, he's also one of the most impactful. Jackson's ability to redefine the quarterback position is what makes him so special. He's not just breaking records, he's changing the way the game is played. Whether he's leading a comeback, setting another NFL milestone, or making defenses look helpless, Jackson continues to prove why he's one of the best to ever do it. This season was yet another chapter in a career that already feels historic. Overall, though, Lamar Jackson's career has been a story of proving doubters wrong, rewriting narratives, and breaking records. From the moment he entered the league, people questioned if his style could succeed at the highest level. Now, after years of consistently dominating in ways that no one else has, Jackson has made one thing clear: he is a generational talent. From day one, Jackson's dual threat playstyle set him apart. His ability to run with the ball has drawn comparisons to legends like Michael Vick and Randall Cunningham. But Jackson is not just a runner. He is a quarterback who happens to be one of the most electrifying athletes the game has ever seen. The Ravens' offense has been built around his unique skill set, and the results speak for themselves. Since his rookie year, except for that season, they have led the league in rushing every year with Jackson under center. He does not just make plays, he transforms the entire offense. In the year 2019, Jackson shattered records, breaking Michael Vick's single-season rushing record for quarterbacks and helping the Ravens set the all-time single-season rushing record as a team. And he did not stop there. By the year 2024, he had broken Michael Vick's career rushing record for quarterbacks, cementing his place as the greatest running quarterback the league has ever seen. These accomplishments are not just numbers, they represent a level of consistency and dominance that few players in NFL history have achieved. But it has not always been smooth sailing. From his college days at Louisville, critics doubted his ability to succeed as a pure pocket passer. They questioned whether he could win games when defenses forced him to throw. And yet, year after year, Jackson has silenced those critics. His passing has improved dramatically, and the stats back it up. By the year 2024, he tied the NFL record for the most perfect passer ratings in a career with 4. That level of efficiency and precision shows just how far he has come. What makes Jackson so special is that he is not confined to any one mold. He has broken out of the running quarterback stereotype and become a complete player. Sure, his legs make him a nightmare for defenses, but his ability to throw efficiently and effectively is what makes him truly dangerous. Defenses cannot just stack the box to stop the run because Jackson can pick them apart through the air. That evolution has made him almost impossible to stop. And now, as he enters the conversation for a third MVP, it is time to recognize just how great Jackson truly is. Winning one MVP is an incredible achievement. Winning two puts you in rarefied air. But a third, that is the kind of accolade that makes people start talking about you as one of the greatest ever. At only 27 years old, Jackson already has a resume that most players could only dream of. The thing about Jackson is that his impact goes beyond the stats. He has changed the way the quarterback position is played and perceived. Players like him are not supposed to thrive in a league that has traditionally favored pure pocket passers. But Jackson has forced everyone to rethink what is possible. His success has opened the door for other dual-threat quarterbacks and shown that there is no one-size-fits-all approach to playing the position. If Jackson wins his third MVP this year, it will not just be another trophy for his collection. It will be a statement that his style of play is not just effective, it is revolutionary. It will be a reminder that doubting Jackson has always been a mistake, and it will solidify his place among the all-time greats. Lamar Jackson's career has been nothing short of extraordinary. He has proved the doubters wrong at every turn, shattered records, and set new standards for what a quarterback can be. With the third MVP on the horizon, it is time to start giving him the credit he deserves, not just as one of the best players today, but as one of the best to ever do it. If you guys enjoyed this, I'll be posting almost every day during this season. I genuinely appreciate if you could subscribe. Thanks for watching.